I'm Captain Robinson of the Little Rock Fire Department. Today we want to talk to you about the proper usage of extinguishers and to help you pass the test to extinguishing a fire by the method of using an extinguisher. There are three things that you need to know in order to pass this test. The first thing you need to know the location, know the usage, and know how to use the extinguisher. Once you know these three things, you can pass the test to extinguishing a fire by method of use of an extinguisher. Now we're going to talk about know the location of your extinguishers. That is perhaps the most important thing that we need to have in mind, is knowing the location of the extinguishers. It does not matter where you are, whether you're at home, you're at work, church, school, it does not matter where the location is. The most important thing is you need to know where the location of your extinguisher is. By having this knowledge, it will give you the confidence that you need to passing the test to putting out a fire by method of use of extinguisher. So how do you know this? How do you find this knowledge out? I suggest that at some point, sometime, get up, walk over to the extinguisher that's closest to you and physically touch it with your hand. Once you've done that, that is ingrained into your memory, and you don't have to look for the extinguisher when you get ready to use the extinguisher. Now we want to talk about point number 2. Know the usage of the extinguisher, because you have to realize not every extinguisher is exactly the same. As you can see behind me, we have different sizes of extinguishers. We have the short, we have the tall. We also have different kinds and different usages of extinguishers. And this is what we want to talk about right now. I want to point out something to you that you may not be aware of. Every extinguisher is parallel to the type of fire that it's supposed to be used upon. What are the classes of fire? There are class A, B, C, D, and K. And these extinguishers are all parallel with the extinguishers for these specific uses. You may not be aware of the usage of these type of extinguishers or the different classes of fires, so let's talk about that right quick. What is a Class A fire? A Class A fire is just simply ordinary materials such as clothing, wood, paper, anything just ordinary material that normally you would see that could burn. Class B are fires that are used with flammable metals such as gas or paints, those things like that. That's what a Class B fire is. A Class C fire is what we call electrical fires. Any fire that is started by electric, that has a constant source of electricity, that is classified as an electrical fire. Class D fires themselves are fires that have metal, flammable metal fires, such as magnesium and something of that nature. Class K is the most common thing that we'll find in kitchens, which are called grease fires or cooking oil type fires. Those are class fires. Those are different classes of fires. And each one of the extinguishers are parallel to those types of fires, and those usages can help you to put out the fire. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the labels on each one of these extinguishers. One of the things we need to know is the proper uses for your extinguishers. And I want to point something out, that every extinguisher should have a tag on it. This tag will let us know that these extinguishers have been serviced and that they're ready to be used, and that must be done once a year. So as we look at the different types of extinguishers, I want to point out that this is a Class K fire extinguisher, which is commonly used for kitchen fires. The content and material on the inside of this is specifically used for grease fires or cooking fires that you'll find in the kitchen. This is a flammable metal extinguisher, which is used for flammable metals. You'll find a lot of these at the different airports and different areas or mechanical shops. You're probably not going to find one in a home, but we have them available. This is what we call a CO2 extinguisher, and it's used for electrical type fires. This will allow you to extinguish the fire by minimizing the damage. You'll find a lot of these in computer rooms or phone rooms or different database type rooms. And not all extinguishers have extinguisher materials in it, but it has water in this one. This one is simply just pressurized water. You know how you put out the grass fire or something when you put your finger in the end of the water hose? This is the same thing. This is just water under pressure, and what we call this is a pressurized water. Now all of these have specific uses, but when we get to these are called combination extinguishers. And as you look at this, notice every one of these extinguishers have their own label. These labels will indicate to you the proper usage for each one of these. This one is used for Class A, Class B, as well as Class C type fires. So we want to make sure that you are aware of the usage of these. Now, as we look at this, You'll also see not only do you have the different types of fires, but it also gives you knowledge on how to use the fire. And that leads us to our final point. Know how to use your extinguisher. That you're in your workstation and you're on the computer and you realize there's a fire in your location. Well, you know the location of your extinguisher. So as you get up with confidence knowing that you can extinguish the fire, get up, because you already know the uses of the extinguisher. You know that you can put that fire out. Once you get to your extinguisher, obtain your extinguisher. And most areas of the extinguisher, there's also a pull station. Pull the pull station. Let's get the alarm sounding to get the people out and get the fire trucks en route. Once you have the extinguisher, go ahead, pull your pin out and get ready to aim your nozzle at the base of the fire. Once you get there, aim at the base of the nozzle, squeeze the handle, and go into a sweeping motion. What we want to do now is we're going to show you a live demonstration of how to extinguish a fire by using the PASS method, which is pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. We talked about PASS. Pull the pin. Simply pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze, and sweep. And you too can pass the test to extinguishing a fire.